So I guess, Emmanuel, one of the things we want our audience today to walk away with are some strategies for how to increase positive and optimistic attitudes. As our topic suggests, how do you press play when you're stuck on pause? What do you have as some suggestions that people could start having a more positive outlook?
Well, I always talk about this bucket filling concept. Just a couple of weeks ago, I discovered this book called How Full Is Your Bucket? And I was so excited because it's this theory that we all have this invisible bucket that is either filled or emptied with every single interaction we have with people. And here is this book that has 50 years worth of research, psychological and workplace studies, proving that being nice and acknowledging someone else can energize not only yourself but others. And it sounds like this is more of like a personal development theory. The book is actually geared towards the workplace. And so I was so excited about this because now I can openly talk about this in terms of energizing yourself and energizing others, because just saying thank you to somebody is so powerful. Acknowledging somebody had done a good job is so powerful. It's amazing. It's something that you can apply in the workplace and in your personal life. And it's no longer this foo-foo, soft skills, blah, 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 all this, jargon that doesn't seem to put importance as a hard skill. To me, I think that is a primary skill, a primary life skill.
It's true. It's interesting to see some of the research that's come out of even something like gratitude. As you mentioned earlier,
Absolutely.
just saying thank you and feeling grateful and realizing, and the studies show that people who exercise or practice gratitude or have attitudes of gratitude on a regular basis are actually more positive and happier and more positive about their life outcomes as well.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing how you're right. Some people might think it's a soft skill or it's out there. It's not. It's actually proven in research now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like this idea of bucket filling. What are some things that you might suggest that people could do to fill their bucket? We talked about gratitude, but what are some other things that you think people can do to fill their bucket?
Well, one of the things I suggest is to create a surplus of energy, because a lot of this interaction is about filling your emotional energy within you. And that's why it's also connected to movies, because your favorite movies fill you with this positive emotional energy. And so when there are times when you're really going through a difficult time, you're going through a crisis, you're going through some sort of unexpected change, you can tap into this surplus of energy. And so that's why I always talk about understanding your passions, really identifying the things that you love. Because just to be able to tap into those things, whether it's a love for movies or a love for listening to music or even going for walks, those little things can start building up this emotional energy within you. And if you can do that, a little bit of practicing what your passions are, acting on them, and even sharing them with others, you'll build that emotional surplus of energy within you.
I really like that idea of a surplus of emotional energy. Think about people who are going through a rough time or people who are on pause.
Yes.
Maybe they need to, even outside of work, you could think about how do you build that positive emotional energy that fuels you during those challenging times.
That's exactly it. It's like that whole expression that passion is fuel. To be able to understand that truthfully in your own mind is a whole transformation in your mindset, because then you'll start looking at all the things that you love doing, even if it's shopping. That whole expression about shopping therapy?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a joke, but there's validity to it. So, and for people who are really stuck on pause, they are coming from a place where their bucket is empty. They're depleted. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's why I always talk about the positive pause. That pause is good. And that it's a time where, this is a good place to be because you're empty and you can start filling yourself with this positive emotional energy.
Right.